What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at my brand new custom, my Blue Falcon. Now, I've always wanted a Blue Falcon in my collection. If you guys don't know me by now, you guys know I love those weird, wacky superheroes from old cartoons when we were kids. And for me, this was the Scooby-Doo hero, and then recently in the new Scoob movie, he was there. So I had a resurgence love of Blue Falcon, and actually now I'm thinking about it, that Scoob movie came out a couple of years now, which is kind of crazy, but I enjoyed that movie. But it was kind of the inspiration behind this guy, and I've always been waiting for a good body to do it on. And when the Superman Rebirth figure was revealed, I said, I think that's the one. Now, this isn't completely perfect for what I want my Blue Falcon to look like, but it's actually pretty darn close. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at what I did from head to toe. So starting off at the head sculpt here, you can see that I just left the Superman head on there, but sculpted the Blue Falcon mask around it. Now, overall, I think the mask turned out pretty cool. Maybe some cleanup on the paint, just a tad, but for the most part, it's pretty clean. And to the naked eye, it looks cleaner than it does on camera. The macro lens is like really picking up like kind of everything. But I sculpted the feathers, or like the eyebrows, I guess, so to speak, the beak, and I painted the entire head and then obviously coated it. But now the only part of the figure that I'm not too big on is the way that the cape attached. I had to take the cape off to paint it, but then when I reattached it, it kind of got a little like rough there, but I cleaned it up as best as I could. Again, it doesn't look this rough in person, and it's not this glossy neither. I think I might need to do another layer of my matte finish on it, see how that looks. But the cape is just the blue. I took the Superman Rebirth cape as well, but I cut the grooves in it so that he has the 3 points. Not every version of Blue Falcon has that, but I wanted that. I think it makes it a little bit different. Obviously, you get the F for the Falcon. Typically it comes down to his chest or like over his like abdomen and like fills up the whole thing, but I didn't want to do that just for the sole fact of it would be a lot more difficult with articulation and things like that. So I just decided to opt for a new chest logo, but I actually think it turned out pretty cool. I coated the entire body in a lighter blue, leaving some of the undertones of the darker blue that the Rebirth figure has, but just for like shadow. On the side, you get to see his bracelet there, and then obviously I just used the regular Superman hands. I wish that those were either, I should have painted them yellow, but they wouldn't stay. I just wish that they were molded in skin tone. I hate that he did that on the Superman, and how it really stands out on my Blue Falcon. I sculpted the belt on here. I actually think the belt turned out really cool. It goes all the way around, obviously. There's a little crack there that I just noticed, but no big deal. It's on the back. We'll go over articulation, but the belt does not get in the way of anything. Obviously, he has his logo there, his little capsules, and going down into the feet. What I did here was I cut off the boots of the Superman figure and took the animated series Flash. If you guys remember my Crimson Chin video, I used that figure to make the Crimson Chin. Well, in that video, I also mentioned that I can use those boots for somebody else. Hint, hint. And then I went ahead and painted, all the detail on there. I had a little bit of help, but, I'm not good with those kinds of lines. So luckily I had a little bit of help on standby, but these turned out really, really cool. And I think it really adds the cartoon effect to it. And luckily the joints match in color enough. I painted over them, but obviously they're going to chip. It's what happens on painted joints, but I think it matches pretty good anyway. Luckily that works because obviously Flash's boots are yellow, but he does have all the range of articulation that you would imagine for this body. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So taking a look at my Blue Falcon's articulation, the head didn't really stay on good on the Superman body, unfortunately, but he does look up all the way. He'll look down, side to side, and rotate 360. No problems there. I mean, I'm just being careful because, it's a custom, so you're always going to want to be careful. The shoulders are going to move up all the way. They're going to move down. They are going to rotate 360. You get that butterfly semblance in there, but it didn't really work good on the Superman anyway. You get a bicep swivel that does still work. You get the double jointed elbows that go in all the way, and then the wrist hinge and swivel. You just got to configure it the way that you want it to. The cape does not get in the way at all. The diaphragm joint, he's going to crunch forward that far, back that much, pivot side to side beautifully, rotate at the top. He will rotate at the bottom. I just want to be a little bit more careful about that one. So really doesn't get in the way at all. The hips will move that far out. He'll kick forward this far, back not so much. This body has a little bit of a thigh cut. I could have cut a thigh. I could have cut a thigh cut. Say that a million times fast, but I decided not to. It's not that big a deal for me. Double jointed knees that work great. A little bit of yellow on there, but that'll come off. And then the ankles move down, up. They'll pivot, but they didn't really pivot on the. You have to like switch the ball joint over, and then they'll pivot. And then you get the toe hinge that does still work, just kind of breaking it in with the paint. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's gonna chip a little bit. I gotta get the. I want to do another coat of matte finish, so I'll probably do that before this last part of the section of the video here. But yeah, I think overall he still turned out really cool with the articulation. Nothing got sacrificed. So taking him, I just want to compare him to his body mate, I guess, so to speak, or his inspiration. We have Superman. Now, on camera, they kind of look like those same color or closer to the same color, but honestly, in person, you can see that the Blue Falcon is definitely lighter. I also did put another coat of like matte finish on him to, kind of dull down the brightness a little bit. Obviously, he has intense lights on him right now, so it's going to make him look a little bit brighter than he actually is, but I actually do think it helped. You can obviously see the similarities here. Blue Falcon is a little bit taller thanks to his head sculpt and the fact that I took the Flash boots and took off the Superman boots. But obviously, other than that, they're pretty different. There's dust on Superman's cape. What the hell? But yeah, no, I think these turned out great. I'm like really happy with the result of both of these customs. I mean, I've shown off this Superman a couple times at this point, but I think the only thing that throws me off a little bit is the faces. I mean, obviously they're the same head, so it's going to look a little strange, but if you don't stand them right next to each other, I think it works. So yeah, this was kind of the perfect body for a Blue Falcon custom. So you guys are probably wondering, and how do you, what are your thoughts on this figure? Do you think you did a good job, this, that, or the other? And I gotta say, I'm actually really happy with it. This is actually like the third time I tried this, believe it or not. And, I think when people try customs, they get discouraged when it doesn't work out the first time. And, it's not always going to work out the first time. Sometimes it's going to take 2, 3, maybe even 4 or 5 efforts to get it right. And I had a couple hiccups. I didn't like the color of the yellow. The cape was a pain in the ass. The head sculpt, luckily the sculpt is all right, but it broke a couple times. So then I had to fix that. But, if you stick through it, you can always make that ideal figure that you want to make. It just takes a little bit of effort, trial and error, and persistence, and then you get something awesome. So now I have a Blue Falcon action figure, which I've always wanted. I love these weird folklore superheroes, so getting him on the shelf is a dream come true. If I was to rate myself, I would probably give myself a 7, maybe an 8. I wish the paint was a little bit smoother around the collar. But honestly, other than that, the cape I wish was a little bit more well done. But other than that, I'm actually pretty happy with it. Please, in the comments, let me know how I did. I don't like to float my own boat. It's not what this is. This is just me showing off what I have been working on. You guys like my customs. At least I hope so. So, I like sharing them with you. Make sure to share with other people, And if you decide to use my recipe to make this Blue Falcon and you do it better than me, even if you don't, let me know. I would love to see it, because if somebody can do better than me, I would love to see it, because I know there's people out there that could do much better than me. But with all that being said, I believe that's all I have for today. So if you have not already, please do yourself and me a favor and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's greatly appreciated when you do those things. If you have not already, be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I post a lot on both of those, and I have a lot of fun with it. So I'm sure you will as well. So go ahead and do those. And I think that's all I got. So as always, I'll see you guys in the next one, and let me know. You gonna give this guy a shot? You cop in the pieces to try this guy? Who knows? I want to know. Let me know. I'll see you guys later. Peace.